Hello, everyone. This is Nate Jones, straight out of New Orleans. We're coming back here with a part 4 to this series, Nate's Message to a Principal. Part 3 was talking about history. Hope you enjoy part 3. Now we're going to talk about science, okay? We're going to talk about science. In light of what happened to me last month with the sub-teaching and the lies and all that, I asked myself, can I actually date a white woman? Can Nate Jones actually date or trust a white woman in light of what happened? Right? I think white men are beautiful. White women are beautiful. Gorgeous, nice. I think they're beautiful. But when it comes to Nate Jones, I don't know if I can trust him, right? I mean, we use the word Karen in America to describe a white woman who makes a phone call on black people for no reason. Like, what do you expect to accomplish out of that phone call, right? Now, fortunately, Nate Jones is an All-American. I mean, Karen can only do so much when it comes to Nate Jones, right? If it was up to her, she would probably like to, what? Yeah, maybe do something worse. Amen? Something much, much worse than termination from a job. But I don't know if Nate Jones can actually trust a white woman, y'all. I mean, white women in Louisiana, you got to look at this series from start to finish because it makes no sense. Everybody knows that the school system is crap. They are still lacking teachers and subs. And now Nate Jones is out of a job. I mean, I have a different job anyway. I have multiple jobs, so I'm not worried. But Karen causes Nate Jones to lose a job. Now, could you imagine if Nate Jones was married to a Karen and he was at the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong intoxication level? Can you imagine what would happen to Nate Jones if he actually dated a Karen? I mean, just imagine if Nate actually married a Karen. Do you know what kind of chaos that would result in? Just imagine the problems Nate Jones would have if Karen was his girlfriend, fiance, or wife. Just use your imagination of what could happen if Nate Jones had a white woman. I mean, just look at this next clip and let me know what your thoughts are.
A lot of mixed people, including me, have white mothers who do not talk about their blackness during their childhood.
White moms or non-black moms can't show you a perspective like how black moms can. And that's not their fault. But we have to find that perspective on our own.
Mixed children who have white mothers tend to be more exposed to internalized racism and colorism because of the lack of intersectionality among white feminists.
People are like, yeah, children with white moms tend to be a little anti-black. And I was like, shoot, I got a white mom. I will admit that there was some definite anti-blackness like stuff when I lived with my white mom.
And my grandmother sees my brother's shirt and he's wearing a shirt that looks just like this with Malcolm X and the rifle. And my grandma's like, really? Malcolm X? With a gun? So violent.
We live in a predominantly white area in a country that's controlled by whiteness. The information that you receive about black people from society is all just stereotypes. This is what can cause them to begin to see their blackness in a negative light. Because no one at home is mentioning their blackness and how it's powerful and beautiful.
This is a Facebook post from my uncle. You can pause to read if you want. But basically, he was saying that he'll kill any Black Lives Matter or Antifa protester if defund the police were to actually be achieved. He knows that I'm very passionate about Black Lives Matter and have always been attending or organizing protests. So when he says stuff like that, he's directly threatening my life.
So many commenters were saying things like, oh, I didn't know my culture. I have a white mom and I didn't know my culture. Why would you expect a white woman to teach you about your black culture? Where was your black father? And the issue is misogynoir, where some black men, not all, but some black men are only with white women because of the closer proximity to whiteness, and they put down their own women and own culture as a result. Us mixed kids need to combat that misogynoir as well as the internalized racism.
Well, my mom was definitely like this before she had me, before they met. And she, the family was worse. Like, honestly, they had a nickname for my dad. It involved the N-word. That was really hard to find out.
So I posted on Facebook about neocolonialism and white tourism in the Bahamas, and here's my white family's response. My main problem is with this first sentence. Please remember that you're half or more white. That is so out of pocket. Like, how are you just gonna assume that my ancestors were sexually assaulted? Like, off rip.
In elementary school, I remember telling people that I was white. I never said black. And if people asked, I would say, oh, well, white and black. I would always put white first. And I hated my hair. I hated it.
If you want your child to be proud of who they are, their blackness is a part of that. You can't just pick and choose parts of our identity that you want to accept and dismiss the others. That just further reinforces the idea that blackness is taboo and negative.
You clearly don't know how race works because, no, I'm not half white. I'm racially 100% black. Just like my mom has green eyes, but that doesn't mean I'm half green-eyed. My experience is black. That's all I know. I won't be half denied a job. I won't be half murdered by the police. I am black. That's it.
Additionally, mixed people aren't superhuman. You didn't just create a new category of race by sleeping with a black man. Our blackness doesn't just disappear, it's still there. If you say that you don't feel the need to talk about color, then you're just saying that you want to remain ignorant. Not to just our experiences, but also the greatness in our black identity.
America. Did you hear that? Did you hear what these young people were saying? These young biracial people? Can you imagine if Nate Jones met a Karen and actually settled down with a Karen, to say the least? And all this confusion comes up in the family. Just use your imaginations. I mean, it's bad enough that Karens call the police on black people for no reason. Now, if a Karen had a biracial black child, what is she going to do in that situation? Maybe Nate Jones, because of Karen, maybe Nate Jones should stay away from white women. I mean, they're beautiful, they're sexy, they're fine, but maybe Nate Jones should stay away because of what happened in the school system. I mean, it's just mind-boggling as to what could happen, right? You have kids, let's say a black man and a white woman. And even if the white man stays and is a regular father, the white woman has to deal with certain things, certain dynamics. And maybe that's something that Nate Jones should never get himself into to begin with, right? I'm not saying anything to making a division, but you heard what these young people said, right? These young, biracial, beautiful people, their experiences with white mothers and black fathers. It's a very, very challenging situation to be in. And just to let y'all know, my father loved white women. He loved white women. U.S. Army for 10 years. He served in Germany. I'm pretty sure he had some German chocolate. You heard me? I'm pretty sure he had him a couple of, what they call them, snow bunnies, beautiful women. But Nate Jones in 2024, as a result of what happened, I mean, it's bad enough that Karens called the cops on people just having a barbecue or a crawfish barrel. You heard me? We have crawfish barrels in New Orleans. But you going to call Nate superior for some bull crap? This is why, and you just heard the people just talk, these young people. Maybe this is why Nate Jones should never, ever, ever date a white woman or Karen, because of future consequences. Amen? I mean, just altogether, just to be on the safe side, maybe I shouldn't even think about that. Maybe I should just stick with black women. And I'd rather get rejected 1,000,000 times by a black woman than to go to a white woman. And trust me, white folks, I've been rejected by thousands of women. Trust me. I don't know what the issue is, but I'm still going to try for a black woman because I can't trust a white woman. You all have heard the young people speak, and you've also heard my testimony with regards to this whole Karen situation. So America, on the safe side, and maybe black men shouldn't even go there also, right? Not just Nate. Maybe black men should just stay away from Karens, and to be on the safe side, right? Stay away from Karens and white women altogether. But let's look at this short exercise. Okay, this short exercise, as you can see on the screen, ladies and gentlemen, this is a basic biology lesson when it talks about genetics, so to speak. Amen? So, as you can see, you see two letters. You see a B and a W, correct? The B stands for black, of course, and the W stands for white. Now, in all genetics class, biology classes, they teach, the man carries the dominant genes, most of the time, right? Or it could be the reverse, it could be a capital W if it was a man, right? A white man to carry the dominant genes, correct? So here we have what these young people were saying in the video, black father, right? So capital B, that's the male, capital B. And they were talking about, the white mothers. So lowercase w, right? Because the man gives the seed. Amen? So this is just a simple multiplication grid when it comes to two different types, breeding, correct? It could be plants, it could be certain animal species or whatever, wildlife. But this shows you a basic genetic grid, so to speak. So, for example, if you have a black man and a white woman, they get married, and let's say they have 4 kids, right? The black man is going to carry the dominant gene. So, as you can see, the capital B will always be in the 4 kids. Amen. They will still have some traits from the mother, of course, right? I mean, it could be the height from the mother. It could be eye color, like the young man was saying in the video. But here we see capital B, black man, lowercase w, white woman, right? So the black man, of course, is going to have that dominant gene that gives the seed to the white woman, right? Now we're going to have 4 kids, right? 4 kids. They're all going to have, a good chunk of blackness in them. Amen. Like the young people were saying, it's going to be some measure of black, and you can see it in their texture and their facial features or whatever. They're going to have some measure of black, right? So let's back up. We have a black father, a white mother, and you got four, let's say, black kids, right? If it was a white man and a black woman, it would be other way around, correct? But you have a black man fertilizing with a white woman, four kids. They all have that dominant black gene, right? So that's six people in the family. Mother, father, and four kids. That's six people, right? Now you have a majority black family, and you have a white woman. Uh, she may start having a lot of thoughts about the family and the genetic makeup and all this, that, and the other. Now, how is the white woman going to feel? Will she feel kind of left out in this scenario? The all four of these kids, this example we have here on the screen, these four kids can have some dominant black genes, right? They might be some great athletes. They might be tall or whatever. Nonetheless, the black genes will go through the genealogy to the children, and they'll have the black features. Now, as you just heard these young people saying, they had some issues growing up with the white mother. Can you imagine if Nate Jones got in a situation, America? Like, hey, to each his own. You can have whoever you want. Whoever you want. It's a free country. You can do what you want. But could you imagine Nate Jones getting into this situation you see on the screen, America? If he had a white woman, thanks to Karen, Nate Jones is probably going to have to stay away from white women as far as dating. Like, imagine if this happened. I mean, it's only one Karen, right? There's a lot of beautiful white women in America, across the world, in Europe. Gorgeous white women. You heard me? But, Nate Jones, he's like, wow, maybe I shouldn't go down certain routes because of the actions of a principal. Like, that is, potentially be challenging for Nate Jones in the future if he had a white woman and got into the situation that you see on the screen here. Having, let's say Nate had four beautiful children with a white woman. Like, is she gonna be feeling left out? Like, she might think, well, the kids won't carry my genes. We always think about that. We always want to pass down our genetics to the next generation. Nothing wrong with that. Amen. But, it's kind of disturbing. Like, if you go through what I went through, and this is like mellow compared to George Floyd, amen. Or not George Floyd, but Karen's calling the police on innocent black people for nothing. Like, my situation is mellow, but maybe Nate Jones should just stick with black women, America. What do you think? Share your thoughts. I mean, when it comes to caretakers, I would probably, pick the black woman, because the black woman has a proven record of caring for other people's children of other races. Amen. Nothing against anybody, but I think a black woman would serve Nate Jones very well. I mean, what Karen did, it's kind of disturbing, right? It makes you start thinking, like, and there's a lot of beautiful women out there that's not Karens, but have some brothers thinking, right? Maybe Nate Jones should stay away from white women. Maybe black men should stay away from white women, right? Now, if a white man marries a black woman, that's a different story. I can't comment on that. All I know is in that situation, there will be a black mother, and I wouldn't be worried about the emotional development of those kids if it's a black woman. Because black women are, they fine, they smart, intelligent. But I don't know about the white woman, America. Don't know about the white women. Honestly, I don't. From what happened, I know it's not every white woman, but do you think other white women would hold Karen accountable? Other teachers in Jefferson Parish? Well, I'm pretty sure they won't, but just in case, perhaps, maybe Nate Jones should stay away from white women when it comes to dating, courting, engagement, and marriage, right? Just maybe, just to be on the safe side. But share me your thoughts, America. Let me know what you think. But this is just a science example to show you possible outcomes that Nate Jones should probably not consider in his future because of what happened with certain women in the school system. Not all women. Let me say it again. Not all women, just certain Karens. It's like I said, the principal at Bissonnette and Moscona are two beautiful white women. They gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But to Nate Jones, I don't know. Maybe I should just stay away from white women altogether when it comes to dating because of Karen.